This is a tour of love, an international event, 36 hours streaming live on the E360 TV platform, beaming the vibe of love around the world to audiences of all ages, all nations, with the intention of changing the way cancer is done. This is the CB4L Buddies Network, and we are healing through connections. So get on the bus, get ready, and let's welcome the tour of love.
We are on hour number 16. Hour number 16, and we are counting down to 36 hours, and it's all about making a difference. And my name is Tamara Hunter. I am the president and co-founder of the organization that we are raising funds for, and we have a couple of our international panel with me right now. So excited about this. And I also, Barbara, if you want to send Teresa a link, if you wouldn't mind, we've got Teresa that has said. Now, let me get the names up here. Okay. Is it Iwa?
Yeah, it's Eva.
Eva.
Polish name, yes.
Okay, say that one more time.
Eva Andrykiewicz zmyślona.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And you are originally from?
So I am from Poland, but now I live in Brussels, Belgium.
Excellent, excellent. And thank you for being here. And Mark Stephen Polar, you are from, where are you from?
I live in Birmingham in the UK.
And you both have different stories, yet you have stories revolved around cancer. I'm going to start with you, Mark, because I'm going to let Eva tell hers after yours. So, Mark, you and I met. We were introduced by Linda Duong out of Australia, and I love this whole international connection. And we, excuse me, we started talking, and then you ended up telling me a story about someone in your family and such things, right?
Firstly, Tamara, I'd like to say congratulations on what you're doing, and congratulations for reaching the 16-hour mark. You're doing a great job, and it's really coming from a place of love. So I just want to say well done for all the great work you're doing for many around the world. I'd love to share. I've got a couple of stories. I won't go into every single detail. Firstly, my dad had a wife who was my stepmom, and she was diagnosed with stomach cancer. They thought it was indigestion to start with, and within 8 months, unfortunately, it took her life within 8 months of being diagnosed. I also had a friend who was the same age as me who had breast cancer, and that was a real shame. They took the one breast away, they took the second breast away, and unfortunately that took her life as well. And that really impacted me in the fact that my stepmom was of a young age, so that was really sad. And also the girl that was the same age who was a friend, that was really touching, because it makes you realise how precious every moment is, and the present moment, to enjoy the now moment rather than worrying about the future too much, because tomorrow is never guaranteed. And also my own mom was misdiagnosed. She had a kidney infection, and she was misdiagnosed with kidney cancer for 12 months. So they were saying at the time they didn't know whether my mum had got to have the one kidney out or both kidneys out. So for 12 months we lived with thinking my mum had kidney cancer, and we didn't know whether it affected the one kidney, two kidneys, how bad it had got. Now, even though that was a misdiagnosis, my mum lived for 12 months not knowing what the outcome was going to be. And it also shown me the impact that a cancer diagnosis not only has on the person, it also affects all the people around that family member as well. So that's why it's really, really important to have community around you. Having support of buddies can be so life-changing, but also staying positive. One of my things that my mum did throughout it, she had a positive mindset. I personally hold my hat off to her. I don't know how she did that. She stayed strong for the family members, even though we were falling apart. It was a real worry, but my mum stayed positive, and I truly believe the power of thought is so important. What you put into your mind really matters, because it can have an outcome on the outer reality. So staying positive and having community is so important through these times. And that was what I really did notice. My mum stayed positive for all the family members. So community and having buddies is so important, and that's why I really admire the great work that you're doing, Tamra.
Thank you so very much, Mark. I want to recognize that we have Yadira that has joined us now, and Teresa Snyder. And Teresa, I want you to stay with us. I'm going to stay in here too now. I got a kind of like a second wind going on. However, this conversation, it's perfect that you are here, and we'll be introducing you in a moment. And I want to say, Yadira, thank you for introducing me to Eva. And it's interesting how, again, the world works. Now, you're with I Am Magazine, and you were introduced to me, I believe, by Barbara Beckley, if I remember correctly. And
Yes.
Barbara Beckley is in the green room right now, running the show. And you jumped right in and started. You have the live streaming on the magazine page going on right now. You did an article that's going to be coming out after the Tour of Love to talk about the Tour of Love. We're already set up for that, and of which Eva is on the cover. So I'm going to have you introduce yourself a little bit, and what is it about our community and what it is that we're doing that you just were like, okay, I'm here.
Thank you so much for before that, I mean, for letting I Am and myself for being part of this, the Tour of Love. Most of all, I Am is love. I am, first of all, Yadira Gonzalez Munoz. I am the founder of I Am Magazine International. It did started at the beginning of 2020, and we never thought it was going to be a big hit, actually. And how did it started? It's actually I am a life coach for women, or I say a woman life expert advisor. I help women to find their I am, the power within. Most of all, because I'm not saying also men, but I help more women, because sometimes we lost who we are. We lost our dreams, or the power that we have within. And how did I find my I am, which is a powerful word for anything that goes after it, because it's what we really believe that goes after the I am. So if you say I am poor, I am ugly, I am, that you are believing that. But if you use the I am powerful, I am healed, I am whatever wonderful world you're using after I am, you are. So I remember how did I create it? I am is because one day, well, there's a big story after this. So I had 10 years ago, I had a car accident, and after a 2-week coma, my doctor came to me and he said, "You are never gonna walk again." And I thought, no, I just told him, I said, no, it's not possible. You are the doctor. So you have to do your job. I will do mine and God will do his. So I was sure, I was really determined to know what I was capable of. So that was the power that I had inside me. That was the power of the faith. That was the power of the I am. I know who I am, which before I didn't know. And sometimes I believe people didn't know that for me, the accident that I had was a blessing because it really changed my life. That's the moment I discovered what I am really meant for me, because I really re-encountered myself, with who I was, with who I am. I started getting to know myself. I started falling in love with myself. And not only that, but I started falling in love with God, started getting to know who he was, starting getting to know why he named the I am and why I am who I am, and I started getting to know all those things. And that's why I thought one day, okay, I eventually, after all this, I have to finish the story. Eventually, until I told the doctor this, he came back 3 days later and he said, well, I will have surgery on you with 8 doctors that I found, best from Belgium and 1 from France, but we don't want you to have hopes because you are totally broken. Your hips are broken, your pelvis is broken, everything is totally broken in 1,000 pieces. We just do not know how it's going to work. Please do not have hopes, because for us, you are not going to walk again, but you push me to do something for you. So I told him, you are the doctors. You do your job. The rest goes on me and God will do his. So 4 months I was flat in my bed in the hospital, and they did surgeries, plenty of surgeries. But before I came home, after those 4 months, I was already giving my first steps. And after 10 years and 19 surgeries, I am walking. I am not perfect. I am crooked, like I say. But I am walking, and that was the faith. That is the faith that I had in the great I am, which is God. That is the faith that I had in I am, in myself. So you heal yourself. And that's what I made the magazine, for all the people also that are readers, to believe in themselves.
I love it. I love it. And so you're in Belgium. I wanted to make sure that, okay, so you're in Belgium. And then Teresa is from Texas. She's left, and I'm not sure if she'll be back. She's in. And so now, excuse me. Now, Iwa, I keep saying your name incorrectly.
No, don't worry.
Okay, my dear friend, I'll say it that way because you know what, I already love you. And when I watched your video, which I'm not sure if we have it, that we'll be able to cue it up. However, your story is one that, yes, you're on the cover of the December magazine because why don't you tell us your story?
Yes, thank you so much. And once again, congratulations. I so love your project, and I only wish I would knew about it when I was going through my journey. But I hope that we now spread the message, and people
That's
in
right.
Europe also know about your this. This is wonderful. So
Absolutely.
thank you so much. Yes, my story started very untypical, I would say, because it was very sudden. It was in 2018 in April. I had a normal day at work. I came home and, preparing myself to go to sleep with my, kids and everything I had to do. And I got a big pain in my belly that grew so much that after some time I couldn't handle it anymore, and I knew that something is very bad and I need to go to hospital. And yes, I went to hospital, and I was still, the pain grew, so I don't remember everything what was going on. I just remember this small funny stories, like I would see the doctor in the jacket, and I was so, why he wearing a jacket in the hospital. And then I find out that when I told him, "Oh, I thought it's just a nightmare and I will wake up," and he told me that no, it's not your nightmare. You are not dreaming. I was asleep, and they called me because you have an operation in 1 hour. And I was like, wow, because I just thought that they will give me some, strong medication and I will be able to come back home. But that was not the case. And I find out that the cyst that I knew I had on my ovary, for some reason, doubled the size in just 2 weeks, and it broke. And that's why I had to have emergency operation, which basically saved my life. But again, I was very optimistic. I thought, okay, the worst is over and I can come back to my life. And what I did not expect it is that they find that I have a beginning of the ovarian cancer on the right ovary that they had to cut together with the cyst. And that was a shock, but I still was, very, very optimistic. I was not very much aware about what this really mean. And my sister, who is a doctor, she was really freaked out. Uh, and me, I was, I will do whatever it takes. I always had this very optimistic approach to life. I did many interesting things, so I just thought it is another thing that happened and I will somehow go through it. So I had the second operation to remove, many other organs. And that was really a difficult situation because I find out that, between operation, it was just 3 weeks and cancer already spread to other organs and to my lymphatic system. And also they find out that I have second cancer, endometrium cancer, in my uterus. So that was a big shock. I mean, even for my whole optimism, it was a big shock. And then, I decided to do whatever it takes to overcome it. So I started a chemotherapy, which was very difficult. And I went also, so I was, all the treatment I had in Belgium, but my sister is working in Switzerland. So I also went there, and I also went in Germany. So I had a team of doctors to really support me through this disease. So I was doing, in my opinion, all I could. And then a few months after, when I finished all the treatment, I had a kind of summary with the doctor. And I still remember it was, November, rainy day, and I was waiting for my doctor for the appointment. And what was strange, that he came personally to welcome me. And normally it's always his assistant or a nurse. But okay, I was happy that he was on time, so I didn't have to wait. And then, we sat in this small room, and I was together with my husband, and he just went straight to the message that he had for me. that although we did whatever we could, but it did not work. And now I have cancer. There are spots in my lungs in multiple places. So operation is not an option. And that was a big shock, because I did not expect that at all, because I just thought that if I am able to do everything, follow all the things that doctors told me, and also I had my own idea of healings and everything. So that was really a shock. And I remember I asked my husband to leave me alone. I finished the meeting because I really couldn't continue. I was just in shock. I need time on my own. And I said a prayer, like to God, like I said that if it's my time to go, I go. I had really amazing life. But if I could stay, I so wish to stay and be here still. And what happened next, it was quite amazing, because in the same day, I had a friend who contacted me to ask how am I. And I have not spoke with that friend for months. And she chose from all the time that exact day when I got the news to ask me how am I. So I told her the situation, and she told me that she knows someone from United States who work with energy healing. And she asked me if I'm open to it. And I said, I'm open to everything. I want to be healthy. I want to live. And I had a few sessions with this person using this technique called image cycling from Dr. Bankston method. He has a website which is banks.research.com. And this is very interesting method that he spent years study. So on his website, there's a lot of very interesting resources. And I was doing this method. The funny thing was also that due to my background, which I am a coach, and also I am NLP trainer, which is neuro-linguistic programming. Although normally this technique it's not so easy, for me it was so easy. I get everything what I need to do very quickly, and I was applying all the things that I should do. And then a week after, so in meanwhile I had a PET scan. PET scan, as you know, shows how much cancer cells are in the body. And I came to another meeting with my doctor. This time I put my project manager suit on and was ready to develop a new plan to fight, to think what else I can do. And I entered the room and I was ready to tell him that, okay, there must be something else to do. But he stops me and he tells me that he has a news for me. And I said, okay, I'll be frank. First of all, I thought it's something bad, But he told me that somehow on the PET scan showed that I have 0 cancer cells. And it was 2 years ago. I'm happy to say that I'm healthy, cancer-free. And that whole journey shocked me, of course, so much that I decided to share that story in the book. So I wrote the book, which is The Healing Mindset, How Cancer Activated My 8 Superpowers. Because I believe that you need to have this special healing that I call healing mindset to go through that difficult journey.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And I'm glad that Teresa's back. If you can unmute your mic, Teresa. Teresa is from Texas, and she also she is master's prepared, works in the medical field, and has some understanding of some of what, well, she's working right now in the hospice area, and we're going to be talking about that later in the day. However, I thought it was interesting when you said you were going to come in, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, no, this is going to be a really great conversation, because you're also, well, why don't you explain? Because you're also an international thought leader in some of the programs out there. And so go ahead, and then we're going to have some fun, guys.
Yes, it's time for some fun because Tamara's been up all night. And Tamara, if you need a break and you want me to kind of play for a minute.
I'm going to let you play for a little bit because you're in your element with this group. So
I know I love international across the pond. Like, yes. So Tamara.
Okay, I'm going to step away for a little bit, guys, but I'll be back.
Awesome. Well, hello. And it is 5:22 a.m. where I live. And can you hear me okay? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. Sometimes the whole technology thing. My name is Teresa Snyder, and I'm technically a landmark worldwide graduate. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean anything to a lot of people. Yet inside of that work, I was an international global mastermind leader. And that's how I got to know so many people from all over the world. And so I'm in the United States. Tamara Hunter is one of my very best friends. And I literally woke up at 5 a.m. thinking I was going to work out and saw that Tamara was on camera. And I'm like, Tamara, do you need a break? So here I am. And I said, well, I could be getting ready casually on camera to make it a little fun. Yet I am beautiful no matter what. I am present. I am here in a role of contribution. So that's kind of how that goes. So you guys, I heard a little bit from each of you. And Mark, we want to just kind of ping pong again? Mark, do you want to add back to the conversation?
What would you like?
Well, I don't know anything about any of the
I just think it's really important the work Tamara's doing for the community to show people that you need that community spirit around you, and so that you should never suffer alone, because it's a very, very hard thing to go through. I mean, your story, I won't try to pronounce your name, do forgive me, but your story is absolutely incredible, and it was great to hear that you're all free now, and that's really such an inspiration for so many people out there that may be struggling, that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Also, your story was amazing as well, so I'm really glad to hear that you are on the mend and you're doing well and helping to inspire others as well. I just would like to enforce the point that it's great to have a community around you. There is always light at the end of the tunnel, and some of the worst situations can still end up positive with a positive mindset and having the right people around you to take you through that journey.
Yes, Mark, thank you. And what I hear you saying is just that community. And my question would be, and I'm just going to kind of ping pong it, what do you tell people when they feel like they are so alone? I'm the only one. No one else understands. We've all individually been in a situation like that. Mine is a 10-year ago alcohol addiction. And I felt alone. I didn't feel like anyone else could understand. Now we have people that are dealing with COVID and they're isolated. And now Chemo Buddies for Life is providing a solution for those that are facing cancer and that may feel alone. So any one of you, just raise your hand and you can answer that question.
I would say there's always there's always people that are going through exactly what you're going through. So never be ashamed, whether it is addiction, Teresa. I'm an ex-drug addict to crack cocaine and heroin, and I collapsed and died from drug use. So first, with addiction, you have to admit you have a problem, but also if you're struggling through some diagnosis as well, admit that there are other people going through that, and there will be other people that can understand what you're going through. But don't be scared to reach out for support. Take that first step to go out and join Chemo Buddies, or seek a friend, a mentor, a teacher, a family member that you can confide in to get that support, because we should never have to suffer alone. And thank the Lord for social media as well. We're all going through a pandemic, being isolated, but the power of being able to connect with people globally and be part of the tour of love just goes to show we live in a time now where we can seek support, whether it's on Zoom, Skype, phone call. We never have to suffer alone.
Thank you for that. Thank you. And that is like so well said. And that's why I want to continue to put the message out there that we are looking to put buddies together during this 36-hour give-a-thon. It is, yes, raising money, yet it's also for those people. And I mean, we all know someone that's been affected by cancer. What do we do? And my request is we each reach out to someone. We share this video. We reach out to someone that we know that may be, I don't know if too proud, or I've got it, or I'm the Lone Ranger. Sometimes those are the ones that if we can let them know about the buddy, maybe they can be the buddy that has the experience. Like we all have a different experience that we're able to share with others. Okay, so I'm going to go, can you see me? To you, because I don't have the names on the screen.
Okay. That's cool. Actually, you know, this is something that was a cause that I wanted to write the book, which I titled The Healing Mindset, because I was also some years ago, I was that person who thought that I can do everything myself and I don't need so much support. And that was when life, you know, brought to me this difficult journey of cancer that I experienced, that when actually first myself, you know, take this first step and ask for help. There are so many people around us ready to help. And what is maybe important to say, that sometimes we wish that this one person would be for us, or we think about someone, and that someone cannot be for us. That wasn't my case. You know, I thought about someone, and that person it was too much for her. It was too much for that person. So I just love that there is organization like yours who have professional people who went through this kind of thing, or who voluntary, and they are ready to help, ready to listen, ready to support, because it is something really amazing. But I get that for some people, this first step of asking for help or asking for support, it's not easy, because maybe they always were able to do everything by themselves. But what I discovered through that journey is that you have so much deep connection with other people during that period of time if you just make that step and you open to talk with other people, and you open to sign up and ask for support, ask for the body, and you will be also surprised how, you know, amazing it can be. I remember during my chemotherapy, I always invite someone for so-called a date. I call that chemo date. And I still remember that the conversation I had during that period was the most beautiful and deep conversation. And always the people I went, who were there with me, they showed the best of them they could. And that was so touching. And we have now special relationship. So I also see that relationship body for life. I can relate to that because once you experience something so deep with someone, you become a part of their life and they become a part of your life. And I think this is what humanity is about, this connection in the most difficult period of our life. Yes.
Thank you for sharing. And now I'm going to go back
Yadira.
this direction.
Yes, Yadira. I am Yadira.
And I didn't know if you wanted to add to the conversation.
Yes, like Ewa said, it's always good to find or to ask for help. It is true that we are so proud probably not to go and say, hey, I really need to speak with someone, or I really need your help, or we just get that thing inside of each other until it bursts, and when it bursts it's already too late. It is already too late, and we hold it so much.
Yeah, and I'm curious, do you think men or women, or is there a distinction between how, or is it just the human side of, we've got it, we're going to take care of it?
I think it's both. We all do it. It's a human thing. Why? Because we think that we can do it alone. And it's not only that, but it's the side of being proud of the proud part, that you don't want that people know that we are going through that situation. You don't want the people to know, oh, she's going through that, or he's going through that, and you or we are afraid to ask for help, so they don't know what we are going through. But actually the first step that we should do is go there and say, hey, I need your help, I need you, please help me. What do I have to do?
I love that, because I think people think that that's going to make them look weak or needy or incompetent.
Exactly. And probably that's the fear on each one of us, and we have to step out of that comfort zone or out of the box to be able to go to the next level and say, hey, we all have to get out of that and say, hey, I need this. And for us to really get out of that, we have to ask someone, someone that is our family, someone that is our best friend, somebody that is even a third person that is out of your family or close or loved ones, and you say, hey, I really need this person to give me an advice. And if you don't trust your best friend, if you don't trust your partner, if you don't trust the person that you think is possible, go to a very third party, a third person, and say, hey, can I speak with you? I have this situation, probably you can help me. Going to a third person, if you're not sure you the closest person to you can help you, go to someone and ask for an advice, ask for help, ask for something, and that is going to help you a lot, because otherwise you're going to get out of that thing inside you. You have to speak out.
I love that.
That thing inside of you is going to make you bitter no matter what. So you have to take it out and ask for help.
Thank you. And I see that Tamara Hunter is back in the house. And I believe it looks like Vicky is.
Yes, yeah, Vicky Dr. Vicky Amafalaji, which is just even adds to this discussion that much more. And I want to say thank you, Yadira, in regards to what you were just sharing, because that's exactly the premise of the buddies. And, absolutely 100%, because it really does. And it leads to, we do have Dr. Vicky Amafalaji, who has worked with oncology patients and has a counseling degree and such things. I'll let you say it. Plus, a publisher and thought leader, and is the CEO and president of the Global Achievers. Let's say magazine club, VIP club. Empire. Making a difference throughout the world. Let's put it that way. So, Dr. Vicky, and what has been said here, I would love, and then I'm going to let Teresa keep going because she's been doing an amazing job, but I would love to hear your input in I know we've talked about this before, and how important peer support is, how important it is to be able to talk it out. And you've worked with so many, not only just, if you will, oncology patients, but children with trauma, on and on and on and on and on for, your whole career. Why don't you give us your insight?
To start with, I want to apologize for coming late. I dozed off where I sat. Because I spent almost all night publishing the magazine, so I just couldn't hold it. I dozed off, so I'm very sorry. And I've got another show at 11, which is in 20 minutes, I believe. So I'm so sorry. I'll just add my 2 cents to the discussion, and I'll join. Pardon? Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I believe, and you've heard me say it before, Tamara, that my net worth is my network. Yeah. When I'm strong, when I'm down, when I need someone, I build my network for whenever I need to tap into it. It's the key. So right now, we don't know what tomorrow holds for any of us. But what you build today is what you can tap into tomorrow for whatever comes along. Now, in the past, in my past life, I used to work as oncology care manager at the oncology department in the hospital, regional hospital here. And I saw the different dynamics, the patient having come to accepting the diagnosis and where that will lead them. And then the family struggling with the unknown. So we're talking about 2 groups there, the patient and then family and friends. The patient gets to know what it's all going to be about, what they need to do, and they accept it, and they just keep going with, just flowing through that, okay, this is it. What can I do? How can I, what can I do in my own capacity? And they keep going. But it's the family that suffers. So with what Tamara has been up to for all these years, trying to put all this together, this is where I believe it's fantastic, having worked in the field and knowing that was actually lacking. The ability or the opportunity to have other people that actually understands, to know what you may be going through. I mean, the times that you're too weak to talk, the times that you're really stressing and worrying about your family. When you have somebody who had been there, done that, to talk to, it makes the journey easier.
Yeah, it does. It does. And you know, thank you for saying that. And I want people to also understand you were born in Nigeria, correct? And then you are living in Australia. Your
Yep.
family is international all over. And
Yes.
you are also our board member over international expansion. You've and you are also my coach because of the Next Impactor.
Just one of your coaches.
Yep. And so, you know, and you can see why I love this woman, and I'm so grateful that you came on with your busy schedule, and thank you for publishing the magazine. We've got a couple of publishers here, and you know, how exciting is that, international publishers. And this is what we talked about, Vicki, in that room after I won, wasn't it? That we saw that we were going to be taking this out to the world, and that we would make this happen.
World, yes.
And within a year, now we've got this international panel of people that are incredible thought leaders and people making a difference. And I want to thank you for your belief and sticking with it and being there with me. And you know, we're doing this, and now we've got this reinforcements, and I love it. So thank you for sharing what you did, and I'm going to give it back to you now, Teresa.
So Dr. Vicki, I want to acknowledge you for taking your time in spite of your busy schedule. And I also want to acknowledge that you coached Tamara, and I'm still a little bit like, man, why didn't I have Vicki?
Well, actually,
you had God.
I was a God, yeah, but I won, Vicki. I won. I mean, it sounds funny, but you know the way that the game was, I won, Coach Vicki. Yeah, you know it.
I know. I was just bringing some fun into it.
Yeah. Oh, I love her. I love her. She's been there this whole year, and in her magazine, I actually have a corner now. I'm so excited.
I love it. And so for those of you that are watching that do not know that Tamara Hunter is and will always remain crowned the very first Next Global Impactor, is that the terminology that you guys have used?
The Global Next Impactor, yeah.
The Global Next Impactor. And that Vicki, Tamara won deservingly, and she won the coaches, was part of the package. Mm-hmm. And so Vicki was one of the coaches, and I have just watched these two women just shine. And Dr. Vicki, I also have to tell you that Lauren Harris still has my prize, and I'm still wondering why he has not shipped
wow. We need to talk to him.
I know
you got it.
But there's that.
I got it today. Yeah, you
my goodness, it looks good.
Yeah. Okay, so let me share you with. Okay, this is a big deal, guys. This is the book, and Teresa, you're in here.
Wow.
From the Next Impactor, the very first one, and okay, so here we are in color.
Oh, I love it. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes,
it's beautiful.
Her, everything about her.
Looks great.
Yes. So the first season, the Next Global Impactor, Our Legacy, Vicki Omofolaji, and then we all contributed to it. So I want to say thank you.
I haven't seen that. That's the new cover, oh my goodness, that looks so great. It looks good.
Yeah, I thought you would. Yeah, I was so excited it came in time for you to see it here. Yes.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. I'm waiting for mine.
You're published.
Pardon, Teresa?
I was just going to say that now Tamara gets that adds to her accolades that she is an author and she is a writer and she is.
Yes.
Yes. This one went to bestseller status, and now we have this one here, and then we have another book that's coming out that we're working on to get done before the end of the year, right, Coach?
Before the end of the year. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We're working on that.
Yep.
Wow!
It's
Congratulations! It's great.
Yes. And
so, Teresa.
Yes.
Teresa, you can have me if you want me.
Well, of course I want you.
What do we have to do for you to be on this side of the planet? You know, like on Belgium for Ewa and for us.
So Vicky's in No, Vicky, where are you located?
Yeah, Vicky's in Australia, but she does have,
I'm in Melbourne, Australia.
And she does have the Global Achievers VIP Club. Yeah, Global Achievers Club. And I will tell you that it's a club where all these people throughout the world that have businesses are getting together and helping each other to make a difference. And I want to thank you for doing that, because some of the people on the teams to make this happen came from the club. So you.
Fantastic. That's what we do. There's a sentence that I do make, a tagline I call it, that is a club where we grow together. We grow together. I mean, you're not supposed to stand alone. And that's what you guys were talking about when I joined in. We're not supposed to be walking alone. By walking together, our journey becomes easier because you have other people to tap into as to, okay, what questions do you have? Who can help, resolve that? Whatever question you may have, they may have answers. They may have gone through the same thing. So it's a club where we grow together, and we have members all around the world. We have some people in India, we have some people in Canada, in US, in Nigeria, all over the place, UK, and we give the opportunity for everyone to shine, from providing platforms for them to speak to thousands of people, to publish their books, their thoughts, and be seen and be heard and be known, which is what we all do with our businesses. So no one is supposed to be alone, but having other people, and not just anyone in your inner circle. I'm talking about people with the same goals and dreams and drive. Those people with the right kind of mindset. You see, when you have such people in your camp, they make your journey much easier to go through. So that is the essence of the club, and it's been a while now that we've been doing this, and man, it's just wonderful. So it's not for everyone. So to be a member, you have to pay nominal sum, because we don't want just anyone to come on and be a sitting duck. You've got to participate. So if there's a conference, for instance, I get people to come on and shine. This is your platform. Okay, now shine. What are we talking about? We're talking about vision this time around. The conference we had last time was about vision. And 7 members spoke different times. Beautiful, powerful, insightful talks on vision, and so many other things that we do within the club. And it's just about helping each person within the club to grow. And when each person grows, we all grow together.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for being here. And now, Teresa, I'm going to let you finish out with everybody because I know that you were on a very good topic and going forward with, and here I come in and it goes off into another
No, that's
road.
okay.
So
Well,
we're
I
back
think
onto your.
Yadira and Eva, I believe, have questions.
Oh,
Is
okay.
that correct? Or are y'all just sitting at the front of your seat and I'm thinking y'all might have some questions? Okay, then I just want to acknowledge, because we only have a few minutes left, and I realize that Dr. Vicky has another show to go and get prepared for.
Yeah, do in 5 minutes.
5
Yes,
minutes.
she's on the E360 TV platform also with her
Okay.
shows. And so thank
Okay.
you for all of the exposure that you've given to us. And thank you for everything. I look forward to reading the magazine today.
Yay. All right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
thank you, Dr. Vicky, for being here. Tamara, take a break, and I'm going to finish up with Eva and Yadira.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Eva, and Yadira, yes. I would like to catch up with you another time. I'll get your contacts from Tamara.
Great.
Thank you so much. Nice meeting you.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you. Take care. See ya.
See.
Okay, Yadira and Eva, you're going to stay, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Talk about me going off the fly here. I mean, literally, I woke up and she's like, hey, so what would you, each one of you, like to say in closing? If you have 1 minute, the final question is, what message would you like to leave with the world in regards to having a buddy?
Okay, I can start. I think it's wonderful to have a buddy. It's always make everything a difference when you can share your experience. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good, but you don't have to be alone, and that's actually what I love on that planet. That once you step out of your comfort zone and reach out and choose to join and have someone to talk to you and have someone to support you, I'm sure your experience, although it can still be very difficult, we will have a very important support and very important for you and also for your family. So I deeply recommend that experience, to have a buddy, to have a friend, because we know things we share, they are easier and we can find love and beauty even.
Love. I forget this is the tour of love. Yes.
The most beautiful things. Yes.
And so, Yadira,
much love.
would you like to also answer that question in the final minute of the show or hour?
Yes. Find someone that it will be your soul sister, we call it, or soul brother. Sometimes we do not really have to have that sister. If you really have your sister, but you always find that soul sister or that soul heart that you will find to share something with. And if you really need someone to speak with, do not take it, do not hold it inside of you. You will have someone that is going to listen to you, share what you need to share. Never think that you are alone. You are always with someone that is going to listen to you. And do not forget that you also have God listening to you. And if he closes a door, it's because a better door is opening ahead of you. Have faith, be strong, be courageous. You are a wonderful person, and if you put the I am in front of a wonderful word after it, you can do wonderful things. And have faith. You always have to be strong. You always have to be courageous, and just step out of that comfort zone and go speak with a buddy, that buddy that is waiting for you to talk about what you need. So Bless you all, and thank you for everything.
I am love. I am love. I am love. I am love. It's a tour of love. Thank you, ladies. And I do not know, but we have a few seconds. I'm sure somebody's producing this hour and they're going to close me out.
Yes, we are going to close you out, and I'm going to say thank you to all of those that participated on this panel. Thank you, Teresa, for coming in and being an amazing moderator as always. And we are going to be continuing into hour 17 next. So we are now closing the hour 16 of the tour of love. On to the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye.